Hi everyone. So the tropical storm watch for our area, for coastal Manatee County, has been discontinued. Still up for for the Gulf waters, and we still have a small craft advisory, a high surf advisory, rip current advisory. Plus, we still have a storm surge watch up for Tampa Bay waters, Anna Maria points northward. Could still see some higher storm surge. I was actually looking at just some of the data coming in from the water levels, and looks like water level, high tide has been reached at the Port of Manatee, and the water level is running about 1.5 to 2 feet above average, which is a little bit lower than it was the last high tide, and that's because even without a storm surge, this high tide would have been lower. So the cumulative effect of the storm surge plus the high tide was lower than 24 hours ago. So hopefully there won't be that much flooding. We have one more tide to go. That's why the storm surge watch is still up, and that's one we'll be watching too. That comes tonight after midnight. Again, the winds will shift to the southwest, which would promote a higher storm surge, but the winds will also lessen in intensity. Winds are not forecast to be above tropical storm force. Obviously, that's why they've dropped the watch. But we're still getting some pretty good winds out there, coming in at 20 to 30 miles per hour, with some gusts even higher than that, up to maybe 40. So the big news of the day, obviously, is that Hurricane Michael has made it on shore near Mexico Beach, just to the north of Mexico Beach, as a historic storm, an incredible storm. 155 mile an hour winds. It was just 2 miles per hour short of being a Category 5 storm. Relatively unheard of. Some of the statistics that I jotted down: only 3 continental U.S. storms have had stronger winds in the history of hurricanes: the Labor Day storm, Camille and Andrew. Only 2 storms in the history of hurricanes have had lower pressures, and this is the first Category 4 storm in October since 1954. Making it onshore with a storm surge estimated to be as much as 13 feet. There's just going to be catastrophic damage done around Panama City and points to the south, Point St. Joe. Luckily, at least, a lot of Cape San Blas areas, Apalachicola State Park, plus St. Mark's Park, so that's good news. But still, lots of little communities all up and down here. It's been just built up tremendously over the last few years, and it's just a shame. So there's the eye wall, making it onshore. Then you'll see the radar go out. That's because the Tallahassee radar lost connection, and hopefully everyone there is okay. But certainly a very impressive eye wall. You can see the little vortices. It intensified just before making it onshore. Just phenomenal to see that occur. Here's another a shot using composite radars from different sites, and you can see it just making it right on shore and then heading up toward Georgia. Later on, it will probably still be a hurricane by the time it makes it into South Georgia. Lots of watches and warnings were issued earlier today for tornadoes in North Florida. Levy County saw Levy, by the way, had a 5.5-foot storm surge being reported by emergency management there. The tornado watches box does go as far as Tarpon Springs, but it doesn't bother our area. We have had a couple of water spouts, though, and on our Facebook page, mysuncoast.com, or our website page, mysuncoast.com, you can see the video. Many people sent in the video of the 2 water spouts that we have had. One just after the noon, 12:20 or so. We warned for that live on our broad noon broadcast. And one that occurred this morning without any warning whatsoever, just spun up down about 9 o'clock this morning near the bayfront. So that can happen in a highly sheared environment. For the rest of this afternoon, we expect to see, again, a good 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms around, but then things quiet down as we head into the overnight. Winds will subside just a little bit, hopefully. And tomorrow, we might see those winds kind of shift around to the northwest, and some drier, cooler, crisper air begin to filter in. Friday night, we might see nighttime lows in the 60s near the coastline, maybe in inland areas, mid-60s. So cool, crisp nights and mild but dry days for the weekend. There you go. Have a great